this is literally the YouTube video I would have wanted to see 2 years ago when I first started using Clay and I had no idea what to do. Like, there's a ton of Clay tutorials on YouTube, but the ones I saw are all like 30 to 40 minutes long. And I've basically just boiled down the 20% of things that are going to get you 80% of the results in Clay. And so you can watch it in under 10 minutes. Like, literally stick this on 1.5 speed and you can watch this in 5 minutes. It's going to save you a ton of time, a ton of money, and a ton of effort. And it's probably going to make you some money as well. So cool. If you haven't signed up for Clay yet, use the link in my bio. You get a load of Clay credits and probably a discount as well. I don't know. Click it. So what we're going to cover in this is the FETE framework. So this is literally just what Clay does and how you're going to be using Clay. Number 2, we're going to be creating our first workbook, which is basically just a spreadsheet or a Clay table. Number 3, we're going to be finding companies that fit our ICP. Number 4, we're going to be validating those companies using an AI agent. And I'm also going to show you how to make good prompts for this agent quickly using Claude. Number 5, we're going to be finding actual people, decision makers at those companies, and I'm going to be showing you how to use filters in a Clay table. Number 6, we're going to be enriching those decision makers with their actual email addresses. Number 7, we're going to be validating their email addresses to make sure that they're actually live and we're not going to bounce. And with that, I'm also going to show you how to do conditional runs, which are super, super important in Clay, and you're going to use them for everything. Number 8, for the prospects without valid email addresses, we're going to add them to a HeyReach campaign so you can reach out on LinkedIn, and so you can reach out to everyone on your email list, even if they don't have a valid email. And number 9, we're going to create a waterfall enrichment to find the actual mobile numbers, personal mobile numbers of your decision makers, so that whenever someone replies interested, you can quickly press that, find their mobile number, and warm call them in like under 5 minutes, which is going to increase the performance of your campaigns like crazy. And it's super important to do this in 2025. Cool. Number 1, the FET framework. This literally is just what you're doing in Clay. So all you're doing is F, finding data. E, enriching that data, so finding email addresses or any other data that you need. T, transforming that data from just raw data into something that you can actually use. So for example, that might be you've enriched some data about a company, about how many visits they're getting on their website per month, but then you need to transform that data into something that you can use. So that transformation could be turning that into a personalized line. So, hi, first name, I saw that your website's getting this many visitors, blah, blah, blah. That's basically what transforming is. And then E is exporting the data, so sending it to a platform that you're going to use the data in. So that might be like SmartLead, where you're actually going to send the campaigns, send the cold emails. It might be HeyReach, where you're going to send the LinkedIn messages or the automations. You get the gist. So cool. Now that you know like what we're going to be doing in Clay, I'm going to show you how to create your first workbook. So when you sign up to Clay using the link below to get free credits and a discount, you're just going to come over to here and click new workbook. And for your first ever campaign, you're just going to use the capabilities that Clay has built in. So let's find some companies. So in the companies here, let's just make it super simple for this example. So let's just find accounting firms, and let's just say they've got 11 to 200 employees. And let's say they're based in the United States. Just going to click preview companies. Obviously there's more filters you can do, but let's just see how many companies we've got. Also, we've got 14,000 companies. So we're just going to import this to our table. And when we're here, we just want to use basic profile data. Don't do any of these enrichments, especially if you're just starting out, you're going to waste all of your credits. So just continue for free. Now all the companies are actually added to the table. Now what we're going to do is we're going to validate that these are actually accounting firms, like traditional accounting firms. Because if you go through this list and you click on some of them are actually just SaaS companies that are in the accounting sector. So we want to use an AI agent to actually validate they're just a normal accounting firm. So we're going to use Clay's built-in AI. So you come up to here, add column, and we're just going to press use AI. And we're going to use what we call as a Clayagent, and that is basically just an AI agent. So it can go out to the web and it can do research. And the model we're going to use here is we're going to use a fairly cheap model because it's quite an easy thing that it's doing, just ChatGPT 4o Mini. When you click on that, you can either use Clay credits up here, so it costs 1 credit per row, or you can attach your own API key, which I'll show you in another video. You definitely want to do that because it saves you a ton of money because it's way cheaper than credits. So I'm just going to attach my API key. The thing we want to do is we actually want to make the prompt. So you can obviously write your own prompt in here, but I found that using Claude just gives you much better prompts that are more in depth and it's way quicker. So what I do is I come up to here, come to Claude, and what I've told it is I want to create a prompt for an AI agent that tells it to use the company's website and the LinkedIn URL as an input and checks whether it is definitely an accounting firm. It makes sure that it's a traditional accounting firm and not a SaaS or something similar. If you're 97% confident it's accounting firm, output yes and nothing else. If you're not, then output no and nothing else. Please make this prompt. As you can see, like that's taken way less time than writing this entire thing. So what we can do is we can just copy this prompt, which is way more in depth, and add that here. Don't know why my camera's disappeared, but we move. And once that's in, you want to make sure that you add the variables in. So what we're going to do is the LinkedIn URL that it's using, / and just find the LinkedIn URL. And then we want to make sure we're giving it the domain as well. Come down to here, turn auto update off, and click save. And this is one super powerful tip for you, is come down to here, click on this thing and turn off table. Make sure you do this as a beginner or you're going to accidentally run 14,000 rows with Clay credits and spend all your credits in like one go by accident. So now that we're here, we're just going to run, I don't know, let's run like 30 rows, I guess, and just see what it comes out with. So I'm just going to highlight these rows, run 29 cells. and just wait for it to give its output. Okay, great. So as you can see, like some of these companies weren't actually just traditional accounting firms. So we're going to get rid of these by using Clay tables built-in filters, which is super simple. You just come up to here. Well, first you need to add it as a column. So the response is here. Just going to add that as a column. And that's a column here now as text. And then we're just going to come here, go to response is equal to yes, because we only want the ones that are actually fitting our ICP. And then now we need to actually find the decision makers at these companies who we want to reach out to. So what we're going to do is going to go here, add enrichment, and let's just type find people. And we can use Clay's built-in feature here, so find contacts at company. And we want to save these results in a new table. The reason you want to do that is because if you save people in the same table as companies, it just gets super messy. So you want your people always in its own Clay table. Save results in new table. And then for simplicity, let's just say we're looking for the owner. And yeah, we're going to use the LinkedIn URL. We're just going to preview these people. And this will only run on the companies who have yes, because we've used that filter. So as you can see, we got 49 results here. So let's import these. And then once again, just continue for free for now. And as you can see, it's created a new table down here and it's added in all the decision makers, which is great. So next up, we need to find these decision makers' actual email addresses. So to do that, we're going to use a waterfall enrichment. So we're just going to use this one, find work email. And a waterfall is basically just where you can use loads of different data providers, and it will run one of them. And if it doesn't find the email address, it will go on to the next one. And if it does find an email address, it won't use the others. So it's like a really efficient way of using your credits. What we're going to do is we're just going to use 3 of these providers because I found that Find Email is really good, Lead Magic is really good, and Prospeo is good. So we don't need all of them. We're just going to use our Clay credits for this. So I'm just going to switch all these to Clay credits. It's got the full name, domain, and then we're just going to get rid of this because we're going to use our own email validator. Auto update off, just click save. You can see here it's created the waterfall. So we're just going to run this for all of these rows and see what valid emails come out of this. Great, so it's run the waterfall, and as you can see, it's found a ton of emails, but for some of them it hasn't found emails. That doesn't matter for now. Now we're going to validate these email addresses. So we're just going to add an enrichment here and just say validate email. And you can choose any of these providers. I'm just going to go find email for this one. And I'm just going to make sure I'm using the Clay credits. Auto update off. Let's just save that. Then we're just going to run that. Great, so these have now validated. I'm just going to add a column to tell me if it's validated or not here. But we've got valid emails. I want to add these to our Smart Lead campaign. So we can literally just come here, type out Smart Lead, add lead to campaign. Just pick whatever account is yours. Pick the actual campaign that you want to add it to. Add in all of the inputs that you need. Leave this auto update. Allow duplicates across campaigns. I keep that off, and then community bounce list. I keep that on. And yeah, here you want to do a conditional formatting because you don't want to add email addresses in if they're not valid. So I do this like conditional formatting you're going to use a lot, and it's great because you can just use AI here to create the conditional format. So you don't need to know how to code. So I'm just going to say only add the Smart Lead campaign if verified is true. Just generate that. As you can see here, so yes, it will run the column. No, so that's perfect. We're just going to save that. And then you would just press run if you actually wanted to add it to the campaign. This is just an example, so I'm not going to do it. But as you can see, there are some places where we've not found an email address or the email isn't valid, but we still want to contact these leads. So what we do is use a HeyReach campaign, which is basically just LinkedIn automation. And you can just add the lead to that campaign if it doesn't have a valid email. So you'd select the campaign, do all of your normal stuff, and then you'd use here, only run if there is no email address in where is it? Where's the waterfall? Oh, here, in this one, or verified is not true. Generate that formula. Yeah, and as you can see, so that isn't a valid email, so it will run this, but if it's got valid emails, it won't run this. So that looks perfect. And then you could just run that column, it would send your leads to that campaign. And then the final thing I wanted to show you was when you run these outbound campaigns and someone replies who's interested, the best thing you can do to increase your results is warm calling that lead straight away and starting a conversation. So we want to find the mobile numbers of these people. We only want to do it if someone's interested. So if someone replies interested, because this costs a lot of Clay credits, as you can see, 10 credits per row. So you only want to use this if someone is actually interested. So turn off auto update and just save it. Make sure that your table is turned off. That is super important because you don't want this to accidentally run without you knowing. Yeah, turn off table. So yeah, as you can see, so as soon as someone's interested and they've replied, you can just click this. You can just run one of these rows for whoever's interested, and then you'll get their mobile number and you can warm call them straight away and increase your results by a long mile. Cool. So I hope this video has helped you. If you want free Clay credits and you want to sign up to Clay with discount, use the link below. And also, if you're interested in us creating workflows for you. You can get unlimited workflows from us every month, complicated ones, save you a ton of time, make you a ton of money, and save you a ton of money as well. If that's interesting to you, you can book